You ever watch somebody walk around like the whole neighborhood belongs to them? Like the streetlights answer to their voice? Like rules only apply when they say so? Yeah, this one right here starts exactly like that. Quiet, clean suburb, birds chirping, sprinklers clicking, kids' bikes leaning on driveways, everything looking peaceful on the outside. But you know how that goes sometimes. The prettiest blocks hide the ugliest power trips. My guest pulls up that afternoon, just a regular visit. Nothing dramatic, no noise, no blasting music, just a truck rolling slow into my driveway, dust settling, tires stopping, engine cutting off. Normal stuff. Nothing that should catch anybody's attention, but somehow it did. Because before we even got inside, I could feel eyes watching. That silent judgment look people get when they think they're in charge. She comes walking up like she'd been waiting for this moment. HOA president posture, clipboard tight under her arm, lips already tight before she even speaks. And right away, I know this ain't about rules. This is about control. She starts talking fast, pointing at the truck, saying guest vehicles not allowed here, saying temporary parking violations, saying she's already warned people before, throwing around words like fines and enforcement, like she the sheriff of the block. My guest stays calm. I stay calm. Because that's usually how you deal with these types, right? You stay respectful, you explain, you don't escalate, because usually that's all it takes. But nah, not today. Not with her. She keeps stepping closer, voice rising, neighbors starting to peek, blinds moving, curtains switching, phones lifting, because drama don't stay quiet long in a place like this. She starts accusing my guest of disrespecting the community, saying outsiders don't get to ignore rules, saying she's protecting property values, like she's saving the whole subdivision, one truck at a time. I try to explain that he's visiting, that he'll be gone soon, that there's no sign posted, no warning, no notice, but she don't want facts. She wants obedience. Then she snaps. And when I say snaps, I mean that switch flips in her eyes, that look people get when they feel challenged, like you took something from them, even though they never owned it. She storms toward the truck, and before I can even react, before my guest can even step forward, she slams something hard against the side mirror, metal cracking, glass bursting, sound echoing down the street. Time freezes for half a second. Then everything explodes. People shouting, somebody yelling, "What are you doing?" Kids crying, dogs barking, the whole block alive with chaos. She stands there, breathing hard, yelling about enforcement, yelling about consequences, yelling about how she warned us, like destruction was part of the rulebook. My guest just stares, calm, silent, not shocked, not angry, just watching, like he's taking notes in his head. Someone calls the cops, because at this point it's crossed from HOA nonsense into straight-up property damage. Sirens come in low, then loud, red and blue bouncing off white houses. Officers step out, hands on belts, looking confused, because suburban chaos always looks stupid when the police arrive. She rushes them first, talking over everyone, talking fast, saying she had authority, saying she was enforcing bylaws, saying the truck was in violation. Officers look at the damage, look at the truck, look at us, look back at her, asking calm questions, and she keeps interrupting, like volume can rewrite reality. My guest finally says it, calm, almost apologetic, says, "I'm the district attorney." And that street goes dead silent. No birds, no yelling, no phones moving, just silence. You could literally feel her stomach drop, her face drained color, confidence evaporated like smoke. Neighbors whisper louder now, realizing this just turned into something way bigger than an HOA complaint. Officers straighten up, respect fully locked in now. Everything procedural, everything serious. She starts stammering, backtracking, trying to explain intent, authority, misunderstanding. But it's too late. Because intent don't erase damage, and authority don't give permission to destroy. They take photos, measurements, statements, everything by the book. And every click of that camera feels like another nail. She keeps saying she didn't know. She didn't know. But ignorance don't protect you when you cross lines like that. My guest stays calm, respectful, not flexing, not bragging, just letting the law do what it does best. By the time the cops leave, everybody knows this ain't over, not even close. She walks back to her house, slow, shoulders heavy,
clipboard dangling like it's made of lead. Neighbors scatter, doors closing, gossip exploding, group chats lighting up, because this story about to travel fast. And that's just the beginning.
The next few days after that felt unreal, like the neighborhood itself was holding its breath. Every car that passed slowed down. People waved but didn't talk. Smiles felt forced. Everybody knew something big went down, but nobody wanted to be the first to say it out loud, because when power flips like that, folks get nervous. The HOA president stayed inside, blinds shut, lights off, daytime quiet, like a house pretending nobody home. And that alone told you everything, because people who think they untouchable don't hide unless reality finally smacks them. My guest stayed another night, because now the truck wasn't drivable, mirror hanging, wires exposed. And honestly, he wasn't stressed at all. He just laughed it off, said he's seen worse from people with way more authority and way less common sense. The next morning, a tow truck came. Neighbors watched like it was a parade, phones out pretending to check messages, but really recording history. By noon, word spread through the entire subdivision that the police report was official. Vandalism charge pending, investigation, civil liability likely, and suddenly the HOA group chat went from loud to silent, like someone pulled the plug. Then the letters started, official ones, not HOA threats, not fines, not warning slips, real envelopes, real letterhead, real legal weight. People who never questioned her authority before suddenly started rereading bylaws, realizing half the stuff she enforced was never enforceable to begin with, realizing how much power they gave away just because someone spoke loud and carried a clipboard. An emergency HOA meeting got scheduled fast, too fast, like panic speed, and this time it wasn't at her house, it was at the community center, and that alone told you the tides had turned. Room packed, standing room only. Folks who never showed up before, suddenly very interested, very vocal, very aware. She showed up late, walked in stiff, forced smile, trying to act normal, but the room felt cold. No friendly nods, no backup, no loyal crew. The treasurer spoke first, voice shaking, explaining legal exposure, explaining personal liability, explaining how destroying private property voids any HOA protection. And that's when people started asking questions. Real ones. Who approved her actions? What authority did she think she had? Why was there no warning? Why no vote? Why no due process? Every answer she tried to give just dug the hole deeper, because confidence don't mean nothing when facts stacked against you. Someone brought up the police report. Someone else brought up the district attorney part. Another asked if HOA insurance even covered intentional acts. That's when the lawyer representing the HOA stepped in and shut the room down, said everyone needs to understand something right now. This was not an HOA action. This was a personal act by an individual. And the room exploded.